and welcome. It's time for, as you can see on the screen below, the Crapshoot.
What's up?
If you are not familiar with this stream, has anybody here not been on this stream before? All right. The goal is we're going to write a crap shot, then we're going to film it. We used to do a thing where we'd edit it and then show it, but we're not going to do that because, come on, man.
It's been a long week.
We don't. Yeah, we don't have the technology connected to share the editing part. I'm sorry. I know a lot of folks enjoy that part, but yeah, we also. This will probably be. Look, I got to get Heather a crap shot to go up on Tuesday, so it'll probably be this one.
Yeah.
Right. But we'll film it at least.
Yeah, our goals here, as I've put it in bold, is a filmable crap shot that we will come up with. So it's got to be somewhere in this office. It's got to be reasonable to get done in a hat, with the people that we have on site, with the props that we have here.
Yeah.
Our own location, no outdoor shooting.
Volcano82 says interior courthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Referencing, of course, the Crapshot script that we wrote once at PAX East and have still never shot.
Well, because it says interior courthouse, and they just don't let you film there.
Yeah.
We asked. They're like... Basically, I got the Canadian equivalent of Lamau no from a government officer.
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't mean we can't do fun things with what we have. But if you've watched the Crapshoot before, you'll know that we like to sort of like get our brain juices going with a few seed ideas.
Brain juices.
So here's some ideas I came up with earlier today. As in, like, I just spent like 5 minutes thinking of ideas.
There's some suggestions from the chat already, such as Ian sits on his balls.
I mean, Ian's
Sorry.
on break right now, though.
Yeah.
We have a sound effect for that, so that'd
That's
be handy.
true.
Yeah, already locked in.
Pinwiz recommends we use the things that they just made on the episode of Tinker Tailor Solder Fry as the interior video arcade.
I don't want to touch them because I don't want to mess up their work.
Okay.
This is a lot. I don't normally shoot down so many ideas, but if somebody does have an amazing idea that's like not filmable, I'm going to go, that's great. We're going to put a pin in that and come back to it. Anyhow, here's some ideas to get your brain juices going. Yet more sharks. It's contract renegotiation season.
Nice.
Huge little guy energy.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge is not in those quotes. Lil guy is
No,
only
it's little guy.
huge. Lil guy.
Yeah. Like that person has a lot of little guy energy.
Right.
But perhaps the confusion of huge little guy energy is also good.
And his best friend is a huge guy with little guy energy, or is it the other way around? No.
Yeah. All right. See, this is where good ideas come from.
A huge guy energy.
Yeah. Popular TikTok format. Get ready with me.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
Yeah. And then James told me we've done this before. A long cable that leads to a mysterious place. Apparently, the first time we did it, it led to the inside of Bijou's mouth.
Yes, that was a Desert Bus
Right.
crap shot.
Desert Bus 9?
8 or 9.
Yeah.
It was at the Viatech building.
Yeah.
It was just a long cable, and it goes to Bijou's mouth, and he had a piece of paper around his neck that was like something to indicate that he was operating as a port switch.
Classic us. All right, here's another meme. Shitter's haunted.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is not an attack on you, Paul. Actually, we don't have time for crab.
How dare you?
Crab's surprisingly time-consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta be somewhere in half an hour, and I just don't know if I can. I don't think we do have time for crab. Happy monologue day, which I think could be kind of fun.
Oh wow.
And this is an idea that Jordynne had, and I thought it was amazing. New English patch just dropped, as in the English language just got a live patch, and we have to install the update.
Is that not kind of what the Webster's word of the year kind of list
Yeah.
is? It's just
new
DLC
slang,
for the language.
Right? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
DLC.
Yeah, language DLC. It's actually, well, because what those mostly are is like taking new words that people have sort of invented and saying, no, we're putting them in the dictionary. So this is actually just like incorporating user mods.
Right, it's DLC or user-generated content.
Yeah.
That's right.
Vowel balancing.
What about trying to explain to your parents that you've just been on the internet doing a sub-a-thon?
Yeah?
Explain subs.
I mean, even just like
The other
explain
kind.
your job to someone who doesn't work here
Yeah.
is
No,
possibly a
just like-
crap shot.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all just have Thanksgiving, like explaining around the family table, like, well, we did a subathon. Well, what's that?
Well,
Oh,
it's when
you
you
know.
sub for a week straight.
Brewski says English language gets a nude mod. What? Explain Riz to your parents.
Is there a domathon to balance the subathon?
Yeah.
Topathon, yeah.
Yeah. Topathon.
Yeah.
That's next
How-
year.
It's all
How-
tapas all the
How
time.
many subs? Oh, I don't know, 6,000.
It's
or so.
Beyblades because they're tops, right?
It's just a Beyblade competition.
We're just Beyblading 24 hours a day for like 7 days.
Yeah. And Paul had a suggestion as well, inspired by that terrible game we played,
Yeah.
Wits End, which just the
Oh yes.
the analogy problems, like cheese is to house as World War II is to, just like stuff that doesn't, cow is to Ringo Starr as Weather Vane is to.
I'm never going to pass the SAT.
I still maintain that that is a game made by and for people who are irritated. They can no longer just slip their SAT score into conversation.
Wasn't it like somebody in chat was saying it was like Australian Game of the Year in like 1991 or something?
Really?
2000 or something, yeah.
It was Australian.
Yeah.
Well, at least in one game of the year
They
in
also,
Australia.
because the Australians are responsible for Nightmare as well, right?
Oh, I didn't
Really?
know that.
Yeah.
Nightmare's an Australian invention?
Yeah.
So they giveth and they taketh away.
Nightmare, Marmite.
The one that the
Nightmare also extremely popular in France.
weird.
Really?
There are more French expansions to Nightmare than our English. Than English
Really?
ones. Yeah,
so
yeah.
if we could translate them,
Or just stream them in French.
we'll stream them in French and hire an interpreter.
The thing that,
Got
that
like several fluent people
the,
on the team.
the,
don't we?
the one that really upset me from that analogy question was the analogy question about marsupials.
Yeah.
Right? Where it was just like it was like koala is to kangaroo as wombat is to, and then it listed 4 animals and one of them. And yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The answer was that all 4 animals were marsupials. But there's not a is to relationship. It's just
Yeah.
like
That's
this is
R2.
Yeah.
this like a marsupial is to a marsupial as a marsupial is to a marsupial. And it's like, yes, obviously.
A is to A as A is to.
Yeah, some of the questions were very first level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not like.
That's basically how Only Connect works. A is to A is to A is to A.
Yeah.
We showed Jordynne Only Connect.
Yeah.
It's so soothing.
I love
They're
Only
so
Connect.
smart. Just makes you feel like a little baby.
Little baby.
I want to circle back to monologue day.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine in the town square you get up and say your monologue, but like bring your soliloquy to work day could be shot in this room.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
And just everyone, whatever the Hamlet speech is in their soul, just everyone just passes over each other.
I mean,
Maybe somebody's like, I can't. Hey, Paul, can you scroll up the piece of paper? I guess.
do you scroll? You control the scroll, don't you?
Do I?
Oh, okay.
No, Paul.
It's just within.
No, I have it. Sorry.
Okay.
So, soliloquy.
I mean, surely, like the beginning of that, right? It needs to be like, like someone comes in and is like, "I bid you a happy monologue day," as we, and then like continue. Right? They have to then continue into like some sort of monologue,
Right.
Right, and then I don't know. I mean, for like a punchline, I don't know if it's like that was yesterday or it's like no, it's American monologue day. This is
Canadian monologue.
Canadian monologue day. Isn't until next
We call it
week.
soliloquy day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's. Yeah, it's bring your soliloquy to work day. Only someone delivers a monologue and they all just beat them with pipes. Like,
We do have pipes here.
We got an office setting. We got pipes. What jokes? And like, what are the different sort of overarching like genres of like soliloquy or like? There's this sort of inspirational speech in the locker room kind of soliloquy or monologue. Mm-hmm. There's the difference between soliloquy and monologue.
yeah.
Parent to kid.
What is the
pep
difference
talk.
between soliloquy and monologue? She asked for everybody else's benefit, but also her own.
God. Let me actually just look it up so I can give you a correct answer.
This is kind of my vibe check on it. As
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure
If I recall
what the difference is.
from like high school lit class when talking about like Shakespeare,
Mm-hmm.
a soliloquy was when like one person they like step down stage and it's between them and the audience and it's like
Yeah.
no one else on stage is aware really that
It's-
this dialogue is
It's
happening.
the stage
Yeah.
equivalent of like the voiceover monologue. Like,
Okay,
well,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
okay.
was.
Oh, there we go.
thinking.
Okay, yeah. A monologue is one person doing a long
aside to audience right?
thing
Yeah.
in the scene, and a soliloquy is an aside to the audience. Right?
Yeah.
So in this case, it would be a monologue, unless we also do.
Monologue day was last month. We're doing soliloquy day.
Yeah,
now.
because bring your soliloquy day to work sounds great, or bring your soliloquy to work day sounds great, except the reality of that would be that your coworkers aren't bothered by it.
Right, they can't hear you.
Because they.
Well, I mean, like,
Whereas
it
mo-
could just be like a pan through the office as everyone, like, a couple of people are in their offices on their phone delivering soliloquies, right?
yeah,
to a Zoom call.
Yeah.
they're all, like, the people are all getting ready to deliver their soliloquy, but they're not going to, like, interrupt each other. or
Well, I
anything.
mean, like,
they're
they-
having a real conversation, and then they each take turns panning to the camera.
Well, like,
Oh,
it would just be,
Fleabag
like-
style, yeah.
Yeah,
It would be a bunch of people, like, not quite, like, slipped off to the side of the stage, like, just speaking.
And what he
Right.
didn't know is I was about to stab him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
It's
for, like,
it's not listening to other people's
Yeah,
soliloquy
yeah.
day.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and one person is just posting.
I mean, couldn't it be? Yeah, the soliloquy idea, right? Have it established that it's like it is soliloquy day or whatever, and so then whoever the character turns to the camera and begins delivering like a soliloquy.
A soliloquy would
and
be
then
to
someone
camera.
in the background is like, "Hey, we can hear you. That's a monologue. Get him!"
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the pipes, right? It's the
The pipes, we get the
pipes are
pipes.
calling.
it's the silly hats only
Yeah.
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 punchline.
Your walk's
Right.
not very silly. Yeah.
Yeah. Get him.
Yeah, a bunch of people just like sitting around looking off into space, kind of emoting just a little bit.
Was Silly Cats only something we did, or was that just from Rejected?
That was from Rejected.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, all
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
Silly Hats only really feels like could have been a loading ready one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
seems like right in our lane. Yeah.
Cam, could you move your mic to the other? You happen to be looking away from it most of the time.
Oh, yes, right.
Just clip it to your glasses.
How quickly can you put a banner together? No. We don't. We can't.
No,
It's got to be Exit Pursuit by Pipes.
that was from Can't Wear Hats and Tat. That was very
Nice.
good.
Yeah, Exit Pursued by Pipes is a great line.
Yeah. Is there a way to incorporate stage directions into this
Probably.
Crapshot?
In what way?
As in, how do we get Exit Pursued by Pipes on screen? Like, how does that work? We're already sort of like playing with the boundaries of what's.
Well, maybe somebody going, and then he was pursued by pipes and bleeding to death. Hey, narration day was next month. Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, as someone gets chased off. Yeah, it's the like.
Then there's a
It's
narrative.
like, hey, we can hear you. That's not a soliloquy. That's a monologue. Get him, and then chase them off, and then someone else steps in and does the like. And so this person was chased off stage, pursued by
Yeah,
pipes.
Greek chorus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's like, this isn't narration day either, and then they
Yeah.
chase the narrator off.
If I may propose flipping monologue and soliloquy here, where it's monologue day, and then someone takes directly to camera, and they go, "Wait, that's a soliloquy.
Yeah.
It's monologue day. We're supposed to be part of it."
Yeah, no, that's good. I think
okay,
it does
so it's
make
like
more
what-
sense to do it that way.
Yeah.
So we're all going to be doing monologues.
Because
now.
then take break into camera is the
Yeah, it's like an assembled scene of people. It's like, hey, everybody, just wanted to remind everybody and wish you all a happy monologue day. They're sort of looking at this group of people, and then they turn to camera and start doing something. They go into.
Yeah, they all just immediately start speaking over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, do we have time to be like, the Crapshot's too short, right? To be like, finish monologue, second person finishes monologue, third person begins soliloquy, right? Because we want it to just be a minute or whatever, right?
I think
Little excerpts of the full-length monologue that we are not going to write.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another time.
Yeah. I feel like my vibe was like, I don't know how long this joke would be, of just like, person talks to group, not looking at camera, tells them all it's monologue day, wishes them a happy, in a sort of a wordy way, wishes them a happy speaking experience or whatever like that,
Yeah.
and then turns to the camera and starts explaining what a monologue is. And then somebody says, "Hey, you're looking at the camera. That's a soliloquy. Get him!" And then
Hey, you
they-
broke the third wall.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta keep
and
that
then,
thing intact.
and then you have the other person coming in and saying, and then they left, pursued by pipes, as they get pursued by pipes in the background. We did bring all those dolly pipes with us, didn't we?
They're real long, but yes.
Don't we have the shorter ones though?
I'm sure there's no shortage of bludgeoning length
Yeah.
objects in the moon base
Yeah.
at this
Yeah,
point.
we got some.
We got some shorter bludgeon weapons here.
Yeah. I
think so.
And then the third beat of the joke is somebody like, "Hey, You're narrating! And then they pursue that guy with pipes.
Someone with a pipe turns around and goes, wait.
I do like apparently establishing this precedent that not only is there like a day dedicated to different, types of performance, but if you do the wrong one, you're like beaten to death.
The implication was like everybody was monologuing just every day, and they were like, "We gotta hem it in.
Yeah.
It's a purge, really."
It's affecting productivity and morale.
Listen, can't just be monologuing around the office willy-nilly.
I mean, maybe we talk about the history of monologue day.
That's one of the monologues.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
that's the initial monologue when they're wishing everyone a happy monologue day.
Yeah, I'm trying to fit the phrase willy-nilly soliloquy in there, but I don't think.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, can't be just soliloquizing willy-nilly. I've already broken my brain. What is the verb form of?
Yeah,
to
those short
soliloquize?
ones. Those are cartoon bludgeoning.
Sure
pipes.
wouldn't want to get hit with that.
We have a variety of pipes.
Oh, they've got the like extra little bit on the end too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nice
yeah.
soliloquy you got
Can I hand you
there.
that for a second?
Yes.
That bludgeonable.
Thank you.
Oh.
We've got several of these. It's part of the old lighting grid.
Y'all need, the foam bricks that for like stunt and goof purposes. You need like foam metal pipes.
Foam metal pipes, so you
Yeah,
hit each
yeah.
other for real.
Yeah.
But why? The foam metal pipes wouldn't hurt anybody. I don't understand the point.
Well, I don't break any kneecaps that way.
Anyhow, I
my
feel
favorite anime, foam metal pipes.
Yeah.
Foam metal.
Foam metal. Like
Foam metal
alchemist.
piping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. I feel like everybody is kind of zoned in on this monologue, soliloquy,
Yep.
narration,
Now we just got to
heavily implied
actually.
threat of violence.
Yeah, we just got to actually script the initial monologue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, before we start going, I feel that my idea for just like sort of explaining what is going on through the guise of explaining to people in this long ass chitty chat kind of works as the beginning of this monologue.
Yeah.
But does anybody else have any other, like, I don't want to be like, yes, I have decided how it will go.
No, the beats you described sounded good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
brief history of monologue day monologue.
Yeah, whoever the boss in this,
It's like sitting at a long table.
the employer comes in and goes,
Yeah.
welcome to monologue.
Yeah.
Happy monologue day,
Happy
everyone.
monologue day.
A day
Yeah.
for us to reflect on whatever.
Yeah.
The monologue wars of the 80s, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
perfect. All right, so where's this take place?
Yeah, I
in
was
like
just
the friend zone, in like an office with a long table set up? Like, where do we film?
Well,
What-
okay.
A lunchroom?
What I would have in mind is like a dolly shot of the boss at the head of the meeting delivering the monologue about monologue day, right? Thank you for being here, everyone, et cetera, et cetera. And as it pans down like the table of people, it gets to the end, and the person at the end of the table turns and starts addressing the camera.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it's not the same person. We have multiple speaking parts. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, I can't believe, that,
Right.
like, hey, we can see you soliloquizing over there.
Get him.
Should our narrator be like sat in a different room in front of like
Yeah, if a dolly's in play, just
Yeah.
pan out to the narrator sitting in a chair going,
with like some brandy?
They have the brandy glass for
and,
some
like,
reason.
The
fire.
person delivering the soliloquy would usually be part of the scene.
Yeah, but
But for the narrator at the
The
end.
narrator.
yeah, at
Oh.
the, at
Would
the,
the
If that's
narrator
the
also be part
drop.
of the scene, or?
Yeah.
at the narrator at the end. This is so annoying. You see the person going, and then they left, and then they exited, pursued by
And
pipes.
so order was restored to the workplace with the bludgeoning of the pipes.
And then they're in a completely different room. Maybe they like are seeing this through a
in
window.
the background, people are running through with pipes.
Yeah.
And one of them turns around and goes, "Wait, a narrator, get him!"
Yeah, exactly.
That was
exactly.
last week.
Yes, exactly.
That works.
So
We can do that with the windows that we have, yeah.
Yeah.
So we thinking friend lounge, and we'll put a table in there.
Yeah, everybody's got coffee mugs. It's the start of the workday. Kind of clocking in.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
Does it work better just in this room? Like, I don't know.
No.
No? Okay.
This room does not look like a workplace. in
That's
a-
true.
in a
Yeah.
plausible
yeah,
way.
yeah. No, that's fair.
Keep
just
on
bigger.
keep on
Yeah.
scripting. Let me think about
How to
practicality
film
of
that.
cinematography, yeah.
Okay.
Because we have our sort of quote boardroom table is in the kitchen area. There's not a lot of room there.
Can we have it so the person who's explaining monologue day is still going and like droning in the background,
Yeah.
like, and we'll sort of drop out the audio and then the person starts soliloquizing?
Maybe,
Yeah, I like that.
maybe like just kind of not establishing shots, I want to say, but just like two people monologuing across each other in the kitchen, someone in the editing office monologuing just to themselves, like just establishing this is all over everyone has a monologue, because I want to get like one sentence from each genre of like
Of monologue?
I guess.
Ooh, okay.
Right, like someone's giving the locker room speech, someone is like doing the confession of love, someone else is doing the to be or not to be,
Someone
which is a soliloquy technically.
someone
don't
who's
budge
Yoshikage
me.
Kira. He just wants a quiet life.
I mean, like, aren't the people in the scene with Hamlet listening to him? Like, he's...
It's hard. I mean, I guess that's the question throughout
Because he's
Hamlet.
being
Is he
spied
just
on in that
kinda-
moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to get a little bit technical, I think, with
I think
like,
Alas Poor York is a monologue, and To Be or Not to Be is a soliloquy. You know what? Right? I think it might depend on the production as well. I'm not sure if it's in the text who he's talking to.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I know that in Branagh's version that we watched in lit class, which kind of rules. The
It's,
You do a
it's
lot worse.
completely unapologetic.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one he's definitely like being watched by other people from the right because they're on the far side of a fake mirror.
That sounds like Branagh.
Watching him go mad. But I think that generally speaking, that is considered to be a soliloquy to the audience.
I'm still just not, speaking of Branagh, I'm still just not over in his version of Death on the Nile. In the flashback to World War I, they subtitle the officer's speech that he's giving with, they translate sang-froid as nerve. And it's just like, but we already have sang-froid.
Yeah.
We already stole that phrase.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I what I like about Kenneth Branagh as a director is that he's honestly very good at it if you like zero subtlety.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Which
Perfect to show in a classroom.
yeah, sometimes I do. Also, the Branagh's Hamlet is great just for the cameos. It's like, is that Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Is it Billy Crystal? What
I mean,
the hell?
I still really love his Henry V.
I haven't actually seen that one.
It
Is that the one with
fucking
Alex
rules.
Kingston? In the big church? Was that the one with Alex Kingston in the big
Are we
church?
going to
Or was
incorporate
that- no.
Kenneth Branagh into
No.
this crap
No.
shot
I'm
at
sorry.
all? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm putting a pin in this discussion.
I was just kind of
No,
giving
but
you some
that's-
runway to write.
Oh,
I would say Kenneth Branagh is his own genre of monologue.
Yeah.
Let's
All
tie it
right.
in that
Yeah.
way.
So I have, for the overall concept, what I have is a dolly shot at the head of a meeting, boss, delivering a monologue about monologue day, pan over people's faces. The last person who's panned over starts a soliloquy. They get a few lines in, people rumble them, and everyone chases them with pipes. You see this happen through a window, and a new speaker begins describing events. Someone with a pipe then runs by and says, "Hey, that guy's narrating, get him!"
Yeah. Perfect.
And
Like-
all these people at this table just are sitting on pipes, and they're like,
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we all have weapons at the ready.
That's why monologue day is happy, because it's also bring your pipe to work day.
yeah.
Yeah.
not that kind of
not
pipe.
said.
That's a different crapshoot.
All right.
No, one idea only. No. But that
God.
doesn't necessarily incorporate that maybe we have an establishing shot of people doing different monologues just to like the walls and to the toilet and stuff like that. Do we want to have some establishing shot?
Well, the
I
monologues
think,
have to be to
like,
each other,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
this works just as extremely simple, like one shot, right?
Yeah,
With
like a play.
with the boss delivering a monologue about monologue day, pans down the table, someone turns at the end, starts delivering a soliloquy, and everyone is like, "Get him, we can hear you."
Well, I mean, in a
Right.
lot of workplaces,
Hey, we can't hear you.
I feel like the boss giving the monologue is just most days in a workplace, though. Like, I kind of want to put monologues in other people's mouths, too. I just don't know how without them talking over each other, because then that would be a soliloquy, right?
I mean, like, I think that works though. Like your boss just monologues at you most days.
yeah, but then why bother declaring a day about it?
Well,
That's what I mean.
I think maybe that's the thing that the soliloquy is the person goes,
Yeah.
the
You know,
boss is
every day's monologue day in
Yeah.
this workplace. Get him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
great point. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
that's
good.
great. Yeah,
That's all. Though that's.
Are we okay
that's
that we're
neat.
like telling the audience rather than showing them? I guess it's like this
Yeah,
particular
yeah, I
concept's
mean, like-
a lot about words. And Molly's first idea does describe monologue day with action, which like sometimes we like to go for, right?
Yeah, and maybe if the boss's monologue is not specifically just like here's the monologue I've prepared when I was a boy growing up in Mississippi or whatever it is, and then the soliloquy, turning
Right.
away to give the soliloquy about like, oh well, it tells the story a lot or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Good. Okay. Yes. I think we're on the
I think
same
we've found a
page
good.
then.
We've been streamed. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I mean,
I see a path
It's
through.
good to explore different ideas.
Yes. Telling the audience is what a monologue
That's
slash
true.
soliloquy
Yeah.
is for, says Chesil. It's true.
For
It's
sure.
basically like, hey, there's a lot of big concepts going on right now, so we're going to shortcut it. We're going to come up with a theatrical reason why we're just going to explain how we
Fine.
feel right now.
It's totally fine. Yeah. But yeah,
what if the actor just said what they were thinking? Does that work?
Shakespeare,
Yeah.
master of subtlety, William Shakespeare.
We could probably write "Happy Monologue Day" on a whiteboard somewhere. Yeah.
should the soliloquy start with, "You're probably wondering."
Oh, yes! Some Ferris Bueller style.
You're probably
It's
wondering
the-
where
yes.
Monologue Day came from. Well, I'll tell. No, I'm being bludgeoned.
Yeah, get your you suggests Ferris Bueller, so thank you.
I want to have a really like. I don't know what the name of this character should be, but something really like. I don't know, like Nigel or something. Like I just want to have someone else be like, "Hey, Nigel broke the fourth wall." That's not a monologue. That's a soliloquy. Get him.
Sir, Nigel's
Sean?
breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, that's not a monologue, that's a soliloquy. Get the pipes!
Yeah. Sean's a good one too for that. Yeah.
I
love that particular spelling.
I did see suggested like having doing that. It's like get the pipes or whatever, and then that's the like boop, and then just audio over this like. And then he was exited pursuit, and then just you. Hey, that guy's narrating. Like just the audio, not the actual like, not actually showing
That's
people
really
running
good.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, get the pipes, and then over
Shoot
the
it
credits,
anyway,
you
I
just hear
think.
dunk ding ding dunk ding ding dunk dunk ding of pipes in
Yeah.
passing. Yeah.
Can we have like a leather bag we can hit or something?
Oh, yeah, I love getting Foley.
I was thinking
Someone hold still.
for like
we-
the thing with the with the boss like doing. Is there a way to sort of reveal the monologue? Like he does like a, then this happened, and then we did this and this, and then sort of end with, and that's why we celebrate monologue. Like sort of have it as like the not the punchline of the whole video, but sort of have it rather than.
Ooh, and that,
Monologue Day is when we celebrate blah, blah, blah.
Every
like,
monologue day, I like to remind myself of the
Yeah.
time that.
but sort of have it like
have that part
delay
at the
the
end.
reveal that
Right.
that it is
So
monologue
he
day.
just starts talking, and then the end of the boss's monologue is, and that's why we celebrate this monologue day.
Yeah.
oh, yes, so
Then
it's
go
like
to the
kind of
soliloquy.
like a little bit of a slow reveal on
Yeah.
that. Like we come in with the boss just blah, blah, blah,
It just
blah,
sounds
blah,
like a
blah.
Shaggy Dog story, but it is a
Yes.
sanctioned holiday.
Yes.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. Also, I think maybe we just use the audio. I'd like to film the narrator part, because if we film it in the lunchroom, if we have the main part in the lunchroom, we could frame the narrator outside, where through the open doorway and the open window, you see people with pipes, but there's that one section of wall which would be where the person is. So you don't see them, but you just see people wailing, wailing off camera.
Just
and
a pair of legs going, no.
and then one of them can be like, "Hey, that guy's narrating," and then everyone goes, and then that's where that cut. Like, I think it would be a good visual, but maybe we just use the audio from it. We have options doing it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because the narrator is never like seen, right? Technically?
depends.
Yes, I suppose it
I've
depends.
seen in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, Into the Woods.
Yeah.
But that's part of the joke, is then that literally happens in Into the Woods. Spoilers, as they go, hey, the narrator, get him, feed him to the giant.
That's okay. Steven Sondheim doesn't mind if we poach his stuff.
Right? Isn't that
Yeah.
right, Steve? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Having the narrator being an actual character is a long established.
Me narrating as
Theater
Rod
trope.
Serling.
Yeah, I was imagining
Actually, yeah.
the narrator's like a Twilight Zone style, like,
Yeah.
and this is why.
Right, there's delivering a moral or whatever. Yeah.
And on that day, they learn. Wait.
That's right.
Dangers
The
of
Ox says,
monologue.
selling the conceit with the narrator should be reading a visible script into a microphone.
Sure.
Yeah, actually. Little
Yeah, that's a
one
good
headphone
idea.
off.
Still with the people in the background, though.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
on that day, I met my best friend. No, that's a flashback, I guess. Voiceover day that's next season.
So if we want to do, okay.
There's a movie saw that has The Rock in it, and he's doing he's preparing he's like a struggling actor, and he's like, hey, can you listen to my monologue? And he does it, and it's the like Bring It On. It's like a thing from Bring It On with like two people talking to each other, and he's like going back and forth, and the person watching is like, oh, you chose a two-person monologue. That's interesting.
If only there was a word for that.
Be cool. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right.
So the boss's monologue is going to start in media res, essentially, of like they're halfway through what is a Shaggy Dog story, which should sort of be about monologuing, I suppose. So I've started with, and in an era where subtlety is dead, I thought to myself, how can we express ideas? But we're gonna need like 3 or 4 lines of the end of this boss's monologue.
Yeah.
So anybody got any ideas for that? Because I think we can move. I think we have the shape down. I always like to think of it as you're building a person. You can start with the bones, which is kind of like the outline of like this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, and then we're gonna put on like the muscles,
Oh, yeah.
which are like the dialogue and stuff, and then like all of the little finishing details that turn it from not just a pile of flesh and bones into an actual living.
That's all the skin and hair of the sketch. Yeah.
That's the editing and the filming and the acting
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So now.
Kathleen, in the lore we imagine for a monologue day,
Yeah.
is this something that is just constrained to this workplace, or is this like province-wide monologue day?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, because I just asked because did this boss decide? We need monologues in the workplace. The company retreat was not
I
enough.
mean, the soliloquy can be about how this is supposed to be like a day off.
Right.
Yeah.
Most workplaces.
Monologue day. Typically.
When Sir John's soliloquy first, or monologue first, not that name, but like
Yeah.
first proposed monologue day, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be
observed,
a
yeah.
federal holiday, but
And I don't really see.
and yet here we are at work.
Yeah.
Not even getting time and a half.
Yeah.
Not even getting time and a half to listen to the same long stories my boss tells, even when it's not monologue day.
I feel that on monologue day you should have to come up with new material. Again, I'm not C-suite.
Jesus. All right, so
So I think what's funny is if we want to get the camera movement in there, this is unusual, but I think I'm going to film this on the iPhone because the challenge is ordinarily for this I would use our Blackmagic camera, but that can't autofocus, and we don't have a remote follow focus set up for it. So if we want to have it moving on the little micro dolly, then we want to be able to have something that autofocuses.
And the lens on that shit is so wide, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going from the technical aspects of this now.
Graham's working on teeth.
Yeah, I don't love teeth. I don't know if it works to do it in completely one shot. I think like it might, like if we start with the person talking and sort of we're pulling back down the table as they're talking, and then we can go to a 90 degree, or maybe more like a 45, but like a sideways shot looking at the people on one side of the table, still moving as the boss keeps talking, and then back to the wide shot of the boss, and then the other side of the table for them, and then it comes to a stop, and then that person is like, hey, to the camera, then I think that still does I'm having a difficult time imagining how the framing will work for it to be wide enough to see everyone and then have the person turn and talk to the camera. Everyone else is still in that shot. And what we don't want to do is have to choose between either as soon as they start talking to the camera, everyone's like, hey, wait a minute, or they ignore them for a moment, I think. So I think it'd be better to have most people out of shot and then cut back to a wide of everyone being like, hey, wait a minute. Like jarringly cut away from the soliloquy, I think would work well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining. This all makes sense in my head. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well.
I
No,
stopped
I-
listening because I'm trying to figure out what the boss is saying.
Yeah, like
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, because I think the snapback from the soliloquy is funny if, like, the person giving the soliloquy just has their back to the rest of the room.
Yeah,
Like, if you have that frame of, literally that frame of reference.
Here, Kathleen, I wrote some copy. I'll send it to you in Slack.
I'm
options.
using James's computer,
Oh,
so I'm not. Don't send
great.
it to James because I'm not opening his Slack. Who knows what's in there? Responsibilities.
want me to just
Can
read
you,
it?
can you airdrop it?
I don't know, yeah. Do you want me to just tell you what
yeah,
I wrote?
just tell
Okay, here's
me.
my copy for the boss's monologue. And in an era where subtlety is dead, I thought to myself, how can we express ideas? How can we flush out the excess thoughts from our poor skulls and brush away the cobwebs of our leftover inklings? The answer to me appeared clearly in a dream. We must have a day for monologues. Yes, and so Monologue Day was born, where every worker would have on that day the chance to drone on without consideration of their fellows' desire to get a word in edgewise. Happy Monologue Day to you, my faithful employees.
So this is if Monologue Day is not a national holiday.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned anyone outside of the company in the
Yes.
monologue.
Because I'm trying to work out John A. monologue.
This is.
Oh, okay.
That's
we-
a-
yeah,
My
that's a-
when my grandfather, John A. Monologue, started this company,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
he had a vision.
That's a long-standing joke of Paul and I that if you don't know who invented a thing, you could just reply Sir John Noun.
Yeah. That's the crapper rule. Yeah.
And you've got a non-zero shot at being correct.
Yeah. I kind of like Mick monologue too. Yeah, thank you.
John McMonald.
Yeah, blue chloroplast. I was having the same idea. Waiting
Yeah,
my
like John
turn.
Mastodon, the inventor of Mastodon.
Nigel McMonologue
Sir John
he-
Magic Online.
made
You think
footfall
I'm
on
not
this
going to spell
peninsula.
monologue and soliloquy after this, but yet still.
Monologue has more vowels than you think it's going to have.
It's got too many. So what I
Strong
have,
Scrabble word.
I will say I did spell pedagogy correctly as far as I can tell.
Pedagogy.
So what I have is, and in this area of idiocy, and of banal lowest common denominator pedagogy passing itself off as discourse, we are eternally thankful for the vision of our company's founder, John McMonologue. For giving you this gift. Like, oh, we're so kind to give you a monologue.
Yeah. No, I like what Nelly's that he wrote because
Yeah.
it has this sort of pompous like, and this is what like it's a gift to the workers that you can express. But then there's like the quiet part at the end of like droning on without consideration, which I think is the content of the soliloquy actually. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
he just needs an excuse. But like the idea of like the boss being like, and now you can express what's in your innermost being for one day a year
Yeah.
has the right tone, I think.
Speaking of spelling, for those of you who don't, the
Tilting out, right?
the American
watching
spelling
try to
does
write.
not have the UE on the end.
It does sometimes.
I-
It should be O-U-G-H.
Are you allowed to just write
does it
MONOLOG?
Does it just
That's
end
sweet.
in G?
Yeah, monologue.
Like
What?
like one log to put on the fire?
The
This,
monologue.
this is a monologue.
Like as in
Blaze.
analog.
Oh,
like
I
it's-
hate
Right.
that.
Yeah. It doesn't look
Yeah,
right.
also bothers me, but
It's-
you know what? It costs less to print
are-
in early 20th century United States papers, right?
I mean,
Yeah, right. Fewer types.
the UE doesn't actually change the sound at all.
No.
It's just
Monologue. It's un je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
I like
it's just
the,
familiar.
Je suis un
I like the
monologue.
GH spelling so much.
I mean, people go.
Oh, monologue.
According to Google, anyway, the both spellings are considered to be accurate
Sarah
for
Monologue.
various purposes. But it's
Eulogue.
definitely one. I mean, I feel like aesthetics is probably like the lowest thing to appeal to when you're talking about spelling. Like
Yeah.
it's like, why do you spell it that way? That makes no sense.
What's the
It
prettiest
looks
looking
better.
word? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mungo Dude with the ligature on aesthetics.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, fancy. Glad our chat program can read that.
Yeah. I have my phone autocorrect the word bay to just be two characters like that.
B in the ligature.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good point. I do see dialogue with just the G at the end.
Yeah, I've
Oh, really?
seen that too.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've
More,
seen-
I certainly see it more often than monologue with just the G at the end.
Yeah.
Analog is just like correct to end on a G, right? Like that's what that word is. Now I'm second guessing.
Please, monologue woe was my father. You can call me monologue.
The urge for it to just be very monologue.
Man, love.
That's really good.
Oh man.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl.
So there is, okay, in Vegas,
Yes.
Barry Manilow was playing at the Westgate.
He had a residence.
He had a residency at the Westgate.
Probably still does. Yeah.
Probably. And so
They'll
they
just
they
mummify him
put
there.
out this big, like huge display, like a 12-foot tall, 20-foot wide banner that just said, "Congratulations, Barry Manilow, on your record-breaking year." And it was like, what record did they break? But it was very vague because it was, I think, mostly to appeal to Barry Manilow's vanity, and it had like a balloon arch around the outside
like
of
a
it.
dictator.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I got the best picture of me ever, which is just me looking absolutely insane in front of the Barry Manilow record-breaking year.
There's no
arch.
sane picture you
It
can
was-
take of yourself in Vegas. Is the thing.
It was the record-breaking charity weekend celebration, but at no point did they
Did they say
specify what record.
charity, what record,
yeah.
and what were they
He just
celebrating?
literally took a vinyl and went.
The record
That's a fantastic picture.
was the previous year's
I think.
charity
Barry
celebration.
Manilow is doing this,
Yeah.
and Kathleen's looking.
I feel
you look
like-
shopped in. It's
Put,
perfect.
put that at my wake.
I think they also had like the gigantic like building size poster on the side of the Westgate. or
Yeah, they
whatever
did.
outside, too.
Barry
Like,
Manilow's
yeah.
big business, apparently.
Yes.
Apparently, he puts on a great show. He's 80, but he can still move it.
Oh yeah, all the we had to look it up. All the Fanilows walking around the Westgate with their feather boas. They had a lovely evening. I'm sending this photo to Paul so that he can share it with the
Oh
internet.
yes, please.
Why
Just throw
am
it
I-
on the screen back there.
Yeah. Why am I just imagining that like Barry Manilow fans like treat him like K-pop fans treat their like idols? Like they've got like little photo cards of Barry Manilow in their wallet.
They're
Little
shipping,
clapper sticks,
shipping him with various people that
Yeah.
He's 80? Wow, good for him.
I hope I'm breaking charity records when I'm 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a side note, with the talking about the various spelling idiosyncrasy of different
Idiosyncrasy.
idiosyncratic nature of spelling in different countries, and accents and things. I'm highly amused that in at least in some of the systems I use in programming, the process of removing the accents and things from, because often if you need to make like a really, you have to drop something down to ASCII text or whatever, you need to like remove all the accents and things on something. It's called deburring the text.
Like you deburr your socks when you come
Yeah.
in from the.
You gotta deburr your child before they enter the building. Turn their boots upside down, shake them.
Are your kids old enough to spell? Is this a
Yeah, they're starting
got it.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
for sure.
English is the hardest to spell.
Yes, and they're like learning how to spell English and French words at the same time because we're
Lord.
that kind of
Yeah,
awful
yeah.
parent that's forced them into both national languages.
Are
I'm gonna
you
learn my
using
language.
French immersion?
Yeah.
Penelope is not, because I was like, I don't speak any French. I'm not going to be able to help you with
I can't have my
anything.
kid talking crap in another language that I don't speak.
Well,
Kendall and I already know all the swear words, so it's fine.
There you go.
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
That's all you gotta know.
What'd you
my
just call
parents
me?
didn't speak French either, but they also never helped me with homework.
oh,
Wait,
Oh, there we go.
this is a very
Big
large
resolution.
it's-
I'm sorry.
it's a big picture of
Big
Barry
file.
Manilow. I want to
Jordan
get a
turned
picture
into a pile of
with me and
feathers.
Wheeler doing like the sort of like
The picture is pretty great.
You look like you've just announced your candidacy
Yeah,
for taking Barry Manilow's seat.
you do look absolutely crazy, but not in the way I was expecting. Well done,
You know,
Kathleen.
the moon base needs some feather sprays like that.
Yeah.
like it was a big display.
Yeah, there was a wider shot that
Congratulations.
had that was the better shot of you because it's closer. But I did have a wider shot where you can see the full ridiculous balloon arch. That they set
And the
up.
bronze statue, the bronze Manilow.
They said, and they had like a giant, essentially like a postcard almost with like that same picture. There's the balloon arch.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, this was just in the lobby of the Westgate. And then on that table on the left was a selection of Sharpies in different colors. And then just beside that was a giant piece of foam board with that same image of Barry in the middle.
Oh, God.
And then just blank area for people to like write notes
Right,
to Barry
well,
Manilow.
Sign his yearbook,
that
basically.
he's definitely going to read. I don't know.
Have they vacuumed the Westgate yet?
Like once.
Yeah.
I will say the Westgate.
Hello,
did
Raiders.
What up?
Less,
Morning, Adam.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning, Adam. The Westgate looked less tatty than the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
But that's not like. All right. So while
see, chat.
while I temptingly distracted everyone with Barry Manilow talk, allow me to read what I have written, which is sort of a.
Please.
I sort of. Took Nelson's idea, I zhuzhed it up in a few places. I added some bigger words that the boss is misusing and made him more arrogant.
Excellent.
And in this era of idiocy, where the fetid corpse of subtlety rots upon the shoreline of humanity's collective discourse, I thought to myself, how can we truly bridge the gaps between us? How can we flush the excess from our poor overloaded skulls and brush away the cobwebs of society's pedagogy? And I know that doesn't make sense. The answer appeared to me like so many of my best ideas, in a dream with my mother, so clear and sparkling, a day for monologues, and that is why in my office everyone can drone on, emptying their brains with no fear of reprisal, or their fellows attempting to rudely interrupt them to get a word in edgewise. Happy monologue day to you, my lucky, lucky employees.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Incredible. Can I take your aside and suggest that we have a series of crap shots for the future? Not the ones we're doing today, because this is gonna require more production. But it's like you get the Barry Manilow sign, but you just use like the giant sign with congratulations to surprise people for various mundane or awful things, like happy 100th poop in the new moon base.
Oh, my God.
Or just like happy like 5th fight that you just had with your spouse on the phone during a shift or whatever, like this year. You know what I mean? Happy like record-breaking number of times you've worn the same shirt to work.
Oh, my God.
Like,
We'd give that one to Beige for sure.
like, you know, any of these things where there's like sort of passive-aggressive digs.
It's like a
But
surprise
a giant-
party. Like
yeah.
surprise parties for anything that's not your birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then it's a true
Hey,
surprise.
congratulations, we passed the milestone where somebody put a dirty dish in the clean dishwasher for the 100th time.
We have an unshot crapshot script where somebody gets into a really awkward conversation with somebody at the bus, and it just like the conversation sort of just keeps going and keeps being awkward, and then it suddenly cuts to a wide shot of people pulling in a novelty oversized check and banner that says "Most awkward conversation of the year."
Sniper Wolf in chat suggests happy 3rd breakup with the same person day. That's fantastic.
The new washlet has been keeping records of total exported footage.
Right, someone gets to their millionth pound of dump or whatever.
No, just collectively. It's
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, we've hit 1 kilometer of poops.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there and goes, winner, ding.
It pays out somehow.
Congratulations, you're the 1,000th person to dump into this toilet.
Okay, so then
But it's too
eventually, this monologue will be happening. We're going to pan over employees while it's going. This monologue might be too long.
I can't believe we didn't write a crap shot about the washlet. Didn't occur to anybody.
I
But you got a lifetime to do that.
I have an idea of
Literally,
of,
something
else.
of a haunted washlet.
Yeah, we'll come back to that later.
For something
Shit,
else.
so we did do Shitter's
I love that
Haunted
for
Chick
you.
Chick as an idea.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
the shit is sentient. It's got
right.
intelligence in it.
We can Ouija board the
sequel-
washlet.
Explodes the confetti. You sit down, you have your poo, and then it's like confetti
Ah, jeez.
out from the bowl. It's,
What if the washlet was possessed?
It just opens on its own like an Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I've had this idea.
we're gonna
Yeah.
loop
We're gonna
back.
put a pin in that.
Yeah.
we're
stop
gonna
motion
loop
wash
back
like
to
it
that
rhymes.
one off
Yeah,
stream.
we'll loop back to it.
Okay, and so
So then,
then
how's the soliloquy begin?
Okay.
okay. Yeah, the soliloquy begins, and I sort of had, there's the suggestion of, you're probably wondering what's going on here, or something like that Ferris Bueller thing.
Yeah.
And then every day at the office is monologue day with this guy, like that kind of thing. Yeah, we do need the soliloquy.
Yeah. I mean, the soliloquy doesn't need to be very long at all, right? Like,
No.
it just needs to be the actor turning to the camera and being like,
To be like, just to make it clear, just be like, so there I was.
Or so here I am.
Or
really-
here,
well, no,
so
I mean,
here I
like,
am.
it'll be made clear when people are like, hey, that's a soliloquy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it could
Right,
probably
like-
be as long as like.
It's the same. It's the
Yeah.
same speech every monologue day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You're probably
Every
wondering
monologue.
how I ended up
How does
here
this
listening
mon-
to this monologue again.
How does this monologue get longer every year? Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I,
fine. Yeah.
I really crave, if it messes up the production, I understand, but I crave a couple cutaway shots of just a guy making coffee while monologuing to somebody else, a guy flushing the toilet while monologuing to the guy waiting, just to establish that the whole office is doing this. Unless we like the characterization of this guy just uses it, he made this holiday so he can monologue.
Could we have like?
I
Yeah,
think-
could we have
yeah.
dissolves into two different scenes while the first monologue is still going, so there's no audio in the dissolve cutaways?
Yeah, totally.
But clearly
Totally.
someone's just talking and the other person is just like obliged to listen but not happy about it, and we just
Yeah.
act that
Oh,
out.
that's a good
Like,
idea.
we
That's
just mime that.
because that could run over the boss's long, shitty
Yeah.
monologue.
Just kind of duck him down a little bit, talk over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a gentle fade in and fade out.
Yeah. I don't actually know if the soliloquy needs to start with the sort of the Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it does.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
Okay.
I took this job, I thought it would be easy. I thought I wouldn't have to talk to anybody.
So sorry. So the suggestion was to actually during the boss's monologue be doing some dissolves to other scenes.
Other rooms in the office, concurrent with, we assume,
With
this
other
guy just
monologues
blathering over people trying to eat their lunch.
Okay.
Cameron, what's your thinking?
I don't know. I think that's unnecessary.
Gilding the lily a bit?
Yeah,
I
like
think
I
Yeah.
think
think
this
it's-
just needs to be like one shot. It
Yeah.
just needs to get in and get out
I
and
think it-
deliver its joke.
I love it from a world building perspective, Molly. I completely
And
agree
from
that
a writing,
it's
I
cool.
want the writing exercise of writing bits of other types of monologue.
I like that too. But
Right?
I do
But-
I do think that the final product, it's just sort of like too much sort of extra cruft that can be sort of shaved off.
Because
I feel like that would be good for the sequel.
yeah.
Also, a monologue is one actor delivering a speech,
To
right? Like
the
it's
collective.
supposed to be
Yes.
yeah.
an uninterrupted, complete thought.
Yeah. I was
Right?
just I
Like-
was remembering, I don't think this made it into any of the watch alongs, but I saw it recently when I was going through the Crapshots. The one where the Crapshot, Cameron, that we did after they upped the character limit on Twitter.
I forget.
It was from what was it originally?
128, right? Or 140? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
280.
280 or whatever. And so there's the two people, I think it's you and I, talking about it, and our dialogue is
All 140.
specifically, well, it's like mine. I can't remember. I didn't watch it anyway. I believe it was mine is 280 characters, and I'm talking about how good it is, and yours is 140, and you talk
Right.
about how you don't like it,
Right,
Because
right.
it forced people to be concise, and I just liked that we were like, yes, we're very clever.
Yeah, we should probably. Do you like the idea of splitting up? Hey, he's talking to the camera. That's a soliloquy. Get him.
He's
among
breaking the
three
fourth
different
wall. Yeah.
three
Yeah.
different actors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Jesus, my dialogue's 140 characters, and then Cameron said 280 about how it wasn't concise enough, and it gets cut off at the end.
Talking directly to camera or breaking the fourth wall?
Oh yeah.
Do we want to acknowledge there's a camera in the workplace?
I think breaking fourth wall is probably better. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he's not-
We could do all four.
He's breaking
We've
the
got
fourth
enough-
wall.
We got enough people. We could have like that's soliloquy. He's breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
I think the first one should be, hey, he's breaking the fourth wall. That's a soliloquy. Like I think that needs to come
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
of
that's
one,
it. Yeah.
exactly.
one idea.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then just someone else goes, get him, and then everyone produces their pipes.
Sure.
I like how the person gets assaulted by pipes has been a very strong through line. No one is willing to surrender.
Yeah. Here's just world building. I got a world building question.
Yeah.
While they're chasing this soliloquy person out with pipes, is the boss continuing his monologue just like to the emptying room?
I think it's.
Or is it a
wrapped up.
mob effort? Okay.
I think it wraps up.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I don't think the monologue keeps going under the soliloquy.
Yeah, they're all
right,
united
okay.
in the
I
common
think
purpose.
I think sort of like for sort of pacing, I think it makes sense for the monologue to sort of to end, and then the person's like, and then it's like now it's my time to talk to you, the audience about my thoughts.
So should it be like start on boss camera and then we're like panning through everyone else in the room?
Yeah.
And then like cut back to boss, finishes speech, and then cut to soliloquy, or just rest on soliloquy person?
My thought is we start with the boss doing their speech. It slowly pans down over the table, and he sort of finishes as we get to the last employee, who then immediately turns to the camera and says, "Now, here's what I'm thinking."
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my vibe.
And everyone has that look like they're obliged to listen, and then the reveal is it's because it's monologue day and not just because it's their boss.
yeah.
But then we cut to angry employee, right? Are we gonna cut?
We
there,
paint
or
the
is
dolly
it gonna
ends
pan
on
back?
angry employee. No,
Okay.
you mean outrage, the
get
snitch.
him, the snitch. Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that just cuts.
Does that cut?
Cuts from the person talking to camera back to a wide shot of everybody.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You have a-
And for the soliloquy, I was thinking just that it could just be something simple like, it feels like every day around here is monologue day, but that's probably why it's not a statutory holiday, right? And then, hey, he's not addressing any of us directly. That's a soliloquy. Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you have there, Kathleen, while funny, is way longer than it needs to be.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can cut down.
Yeah.
It feels, turns to camera. Feels like every day around here is monologue day.
But then, and then like,
But when I took this job, I didn't know that.
and then like that's really as far as it needs to get.
Yeah.
Right. In terms of pacing.
Yeah.
Then it's just like, hey.
Should we do like a lighting gag where like the background kind of goes into the
Oh, I
darkness?
love that.
Yeah, I
I
love
would
yeah.
fucking
The
love to do
imaginary
that.
girlfriend
That's-
thing. Yeah.
That's going to be harder to do in the kitchen. Also, I don't know if we're going to have time to film this right now.
I mean, we can just write the script and film it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trust it's coming.
But the
I really like the lighting cue.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, controlling the lighting in the in there could be a little tricky.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's doable. It's certainly that part certainly not doable today. I'm just saying I don't think we can do any of it today. But
Yeah.
you know that one bit from Malcolm in the Middle. I can't remember what's actually being talked about. But he's asking his dad if he can teach him something, and like they're all sitting at the dinner table, and then Dad's just like turns to him like this, and all of the other lighting drops away. The other family disappears, and it's just on Bryan Cranston. And he's like, "Are you sure that you are prepared for this responsibility?"
That's a very good. Malcolm in
it's-
the Middle had some sort of, I think, underappreciated cinematography.
Malcolm in the Middle had
Yeah.
some real subversive stuff going on.
You
Yeah.
go back
I mean,
and
like,
give
it still
Malcolm
has
in the
one of
Middle
my
a
favorite
rewatch.
sitcom gags ever. Possibly my favorite one, where the eldest brother's away at military academy and has a peep eating contest.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
To
the
see if you can
peeps,
eat 100
yes.
peeps.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just it keeps cutting back to it throughout the episode. And at one point, it's a shot of the ceiling with all the other army cadets in a circle looking down, shouting 72, 73, 72, 71, 72. Right? And then cut back to the show. Right?
Yeah. It's really good.
Like it was 10 seconds and just like very concise and good.
All right. So basically, what I have is now, it feels like every day around here is monologue day, but it turns out when you work for an egomaniacal despot, and then it's, hey, break the fourth wall, that's a soliloquy, get 'em, pipes appear. Shot of a person getting chased by pipes through window, narrator. As Kenneth attempted to avoid the steel pipes his co-workers wielded. And then they say, hey, that guy's narrating!
Yeah. And then the narrator's just like, oh shit, and then just like that's
Just the
that's
sound
it.
of headphones being dropped.
Yeah. Great.
Amazing.
Employee
Code black.
3.
Exeunt.
Got a code exaunt.
Oh, I'm not saying that right. Okay, cool.
This is,
I'll go put these pipes back in the corner.
Words Nelly has
Yeah.
only ever read.
How are you pronouncing it?
I said exeunt.
I think I don't know.
Is it exaunt?
Exaunt?
Exuent? I don't
Exuent?
know actually.
Gesundheit.
Let's say
Thank you.
exwent from now
Yeah.
on.
I always thought
It's
it was
dram with a soft G.
just pronounced exit.
Accent, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe the U isn't even there.
Exit?
Exeunt.
Oh, see, Pix is saying you're closer. Exeunt.
Oh, Singenmeister's with me.
all right, so as Kenneth attempted to avoid the steel pipes, his co-workers were, hey, that guy's narrating! Oh shit!
Oh, nice. I'll remember that.
Perfect.
Do we want to know shit at the end
Yeah,
of that?
kind of.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like we can cut it at the we can cut it at the like shit. Like, oh shit.
Doink! Just the sound of a pipe hitting something hollow and hard.
Yeah, replace the honk with a foley of
Dunk.
yeah, a pipe hitting something.
Can we get a watermelon?
Ooh.
Should we?
Pumpkin.
In this economy?
Can we just lay the honk over top of pipes so it's like they start at the same time? And it's like honk, but then the honk
but then
sounds
it
weird.
rings a little bit.
Because there's pipes happening,
Oh,
and
it
then there's
could
a
be
bunch
like-
more hits of pipes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Zombieland?
Yes.
Right, the zombie clown when he crushes its head with the mallet
Oh.
at the circus.
Yeah.
And it has the beep noise of the clown nose,
nose, yeah.
layered on top of like a melon being crushed.
Right. Yeah.
I
like
wanted
wet
it
skull
as a
sounds.
ringtone. Right.
So
Like
it's
a
like
text
Really
tone.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
squelch, but with a little beep,
Yep.
like a little ha in
Yeah.
it or something as well.
It's like the rest of the movie's fine. That effect though should have gotten an Oscar for best sound editing.
Nice.
Right.
So I've written honk is replaced by a pipe hitting a watermelon sound.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Perhaps additive to the honk, but we'll cross that.
Might
bridge
have
when
to
we
be a
come to it.
pumpkin for what we can find.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's more.
Ooh, that'll be a really
seasonal.
hollow
That's fine.
folk.
Yeah.
All right, so this is
As long
this.
as there's a squelch.
It's 20 after 1, so this is not going to be Tuesday's crap shot. But
Okay.
we are filming crap shots on. We're filming them soon.
Yeah, we have to film like 7 next week.
Next Saturday.
But we've
luck.
got a script.
Have fun.
We've got a script, and this is filmable within the office.
Yeah.
The only prop we need is a pumpkin, and we just do that on our own time.
Yeah.
Amongst the watch-alongs, by the way, was also the one, I can't remember what it was called, but it's the one where you're asking Kathleen to help tune up your online dating
Oh
profile.
yeah, hate
which,
cuddling.
Yeah, which was also a crap shot.
That was the first crap shot.
Crapshoot. Yeah,
Crapshoot,
yeah,
yeah.
Crapshoot,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Nice.
it's still, it's really good. It's
Yeah.
a very, very good crap
I feel it was
shot.
actually a pretty good forecast of your and my friendship as it blossomed. Yeah. A lot of hate cuddling.
Oh, this is great. Tired of you, asshole.
We're fools of each other.
You ever hate cuddle? Oh, you gotta try it.
My favorite joke in that is, oh, a frenemies is like a frenemy, but they have henchmen. Oh, don't you mean Frenchmen? No, those are people from France.
People from France, and I already put in Belgians.
I don't remember this very well. We noticed a pattern where it's like
Yeah.
you can show someone you can show anybody at Loading Ready Run like just a shot of a landscape with nobody in it. And we're like, yes, that's Christmas Hill. That's where we filmed this thing. This is what we filmed here.
We
and
did it
we're
on this
right.
date of this year.
Yeah, I remember that very
Yeah.
well. And it's like you show somebody a picture of them in costume actively filming. And it's like, when did that happen?
And it could be
Yeah.
a super
memory
bizarre
of it.
costume, like it's like
Yeah.
a bespoke
Yeah.
alien costume.
Just the
and it's
ego
like-
dissolves at some there at some
yeah,
point.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just
It's
black
because we're
out.
so professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
also
we
just
lose ourselves in the character.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
then
also
put
the
it away.
tanks of nitrous oxide you bring to every shoot.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Girl Smith was asking, this is totally unrelated. Apropos of nothing, have I played any more Peglin since we streamed the other day? Yeah, I have it on my phone now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I enjoy it a lot. Johnny on the exercise bike levels of peak bus. Yeah, there's no greater encapsulation of peak bus than that, which is Johnny. The next day, the desert bus like 6 or 7 or something,
Yeah.
and there's a GIF loop
yeah.
of people riding the exercise bike.
Yep.
And this was during his shift, and he's watching this GIF loop and going, I have absolutely
When
no
did we get
memory
an
of this.
exercise bike
When
in
did this
here?"
happen? And then it cuts to him also on the bike.
Nice.
And he's like, what the hell? When did this occur? No memory of it. It's
Just saving his brain bandwidth for
Yeah.
the rest of the run.
Yep,
Yep.
it's amazing. All right, cool.
All right, that's how you write a crap shot.
And
Is you
that's
get,
the skit.
but we didn't get willy-nilly soliloquy in there.
The
That's okay.
phrase
You can't just be
willy-nilly
soliloquizing willy-nilly. That's okay. Well, because you can either have murder by pipes or willy-nilly. The two, it's kind of a tonal clash.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can fit willy nilly into the like beat that we want from the disgruntled employees.
My
at the
brain
end,
literally
right?
can't help but rhyme things, so I just had to say it. Or I
Yeah,
would
someone
explode.
said YouTube description.
Yeah.
Oh.
Willy nilly soliloquy could be the name of the crap
You
shot.
can't just soliloquy willy-nilly,
Soliloquy nilly.
Billy.
William
What about
Milliam.
William, Jordynne? Thank you. What about Welly Nelly?
I do often have trouble
William
coming up
Milliam.
with the YouTube description sentence for crapshots are usually terrible because I have to come up with them at the last minute and not give the joke away. So yeah, this one works well. We'll just call this one the soliloquy or the monologue, I guess. We'll figure it out.
A monologue day.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. He said to his own detriment later.
It's like, if this isn't the bridge that I said I would cross later.
Well, that's okay. I brought gasoline.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I said.
Yeah.
Later,
Moving on to
Graham
the
would
bridge.
hope that he had already crossed this bridge.
Yeah, cut to later. Yeah. Who put this bridge here?
Honestly, that would be an amazing shot of just that's like a really good just short crap shot is just like two people having a discussion or like maybe three people having a discussion and being like, I just don't really know how this is going to work. And it's like, yeah, I agree. It's like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then cut to three people at a bridge and it's like, all right, well, good thing I brought all this gasoline then.
Complete swerve. Do you think when James went to buy that 20 balloon, the clerk asked him if it was for his child?
He's not that old.
That's so rude. I love it.
I mean,
Just assumed he already had a 23 somewhere. He
Yeah.
was trying to make the year.
You're just writing that one down for future reference?
Yeah, I think that's a solid, like, stupid idea.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Especially, like, well, I mean, I like also just cut to the bridge and then being like, oh, I don't want to do this now. Or like, oh,
Gosh, shit.
why did I say I would do this? Yeah,
I mean,
and then,
like-
and then someone else could be like,
Real.
don't worry, I brought gasoline, implying that then they're also going to burn the bridge once they cross it.
yeah.
Or-
How about like, they get to it and they're like, oh, fuck you past me. And just like, how would you hurt your past self?
Hey,
Or it's a drawbridge that is just up, and they're like, fuck.
Like, what could you do to
Just wait till the
spite your...
Johnson Street Bridge rises.
Just like, how are we supposed to? Now what?
I got
Somebody
bridged.
swings a grappling hook.
it's,
Lighting up their own.
it's a very Bob Dangu flower.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah. I like that, yeah.
Damn you, me.
Damn you, me.
the clerk selling the balloons also could have just assumed it was the 20th wedding anniversary, Cameron.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
that's not even that far out.
Yeah.
No?
What was the
I
context
mean, I don't
for
want
that
to
one,
make
Paul?
everybody feel ancient, but I mean,
Like,
Graham and I met the year Loading Ready Run started.
Yeah,
so-
it's
Oh,
like-
well,
So-
fair
Yeah,
enough,
I mean,
fair.
like, it's not a burn to say that James could have a 20-year-old child when we're celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the
Of his
business
child.
that
yeah,
was started.
exactly. Yeah.
Right, it's like,
All right,
oh, that's
fair.
rude to say.
Yeah, but we were too young to have a child when we started this business.
You're
You
from
would-
Prince George, too.
Damn!
Yeah. And you met Graham after you've finished junior high, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, Prince George.
I'm not.
Nah, we're not
yeah.
really.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, so he turns 40 this year?
What?
Is that what the chat said? That James turns?
Oh, James is 65.
He just looks
He's aging
amazing.
back. He's been
Yeah,
button.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
He's just really dumb, so he had to fail high school a bunch, which is how he met everybody else.
what an odd way to pay him a compliment.
I don't know how we is there a transition point from this into other stuff? I don't know how we
Okay, we're just throwing hate.
We're not gonna
It
film.
took
We
like
don't have enough time
it
to
took
film
like
this. Yeah.
an hour, just over an hour to write that script. But the thing is, the Crapshoot used to be a 2-hour stream.
Yeah.
Right.
So we left. So James said, "Hey, can you write a script and film it in an hour and a half?" And it turns out, no.
No.
Okay.
No,
We care about
can't.
the writing too much, James.
we're
Art
having
takes
too
time.
much having too much fun throwing ideas around. I guess then we should go to a
I mean, technically, I believe this was booked off until 1:30/2 o'clock.
Wait, we shoot that thing in 5 minutes? Come on. Oh, 4 minutes.
And then,
now.
and
He
then,
said 1:30.
Okay, 1:30. All right. So
and then I believe the plan was to just kind of hang out and you know,
Rotate the cushions, all that.
hang out and with chat and stuff, and then at some point we decide when we're going to start reading subs, I guess.
Okay,
I mean,
so do
3 o'clock, I believe, is when the. I mean, we're at so 3 o'clock will be when that timer runs out.
Okay.
with
So
technically the end of the thing, although we'll probably be still going at that point.
do we cut to a break screen for a sec, or should I just go get James?
Yeah, we could go for on a break for a little bit.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll do that. We'll take our last quick break of the
Wait,
stream.
scroll down to the very end of the document, Paul.
Okay.
This is how I've resolved this script.
This needs work. Perfect. Beautiful. All right.
Good
Okay.
night, everybody.
We're going to cut to our last quick break of the stream probably, and then we're going to come back and hang out and do other stuff. So yeah, don't go away. We'll be right back.